Hi everyone, my name is Goay Quan, number metric 276,825. Today, I and my friend will share about what is the difference between traveling domestically and internationally.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Ching Ling, matrix number 276852 from Group U.
Let us see from the first aspect, the travel insurance. We do not need travel insurance during travel domestically because we are already familiar with lifestyle and security of our own country. Well, it is a must on travel internationally because we are unfamiliar with the lifestyle and security of others' country.
The difference between domestic travel and international travel is the necessary documents required for each flight. In domestic travels, we can use our own identity card to travel in our own country. But if we want to travel to foreign country, we need to prepare passport to be able to visit another country. In domestic travel, we do not need to prepare passport and visa, but in some of the foreign countries, we need to prepare passport and visa. On the other hand, traveling to foreign countries will take more time and money compared to domestic traveling. We also need to always update our availability of passport from time to time to avoid the expiration of passport. There is huge difference between domestic travel and international travel.
The next aspect of the difference between traveling domestically and internationally is transportation option. We can use our own transportation such as car traveling domestically. In Malaysia, we can plan to travel to some states by own transportation such as start the journey from northern Malaysia, Penang to southern Malaysia, Johor. Besides that, we are also able to carpool with locals as the communication is not a problem. In traveling internationally, most of the time we only can use the public transportation such as bus or train. We also can ride sharing service like Uber and Grab. We need to familiarize with the foreign country transportation. In my experience, the fast-paced transportation from Hong Kong was difficult to blend in. The pedestrians as well as the drivers in Hong Kong have a different mindset as to get to their destination in the shortest amount of time. The never stopping rush is both intimidating and interesting.
In general, the difference between domestic travel and international travel is new cultures and languages. In domestic travel, we are familiar with our own country's language and know to respect the cultural differences of each race and region. When we travel to foreign countries, we need to learn basic of country's language to even communicate with the locals. If we do not know the other country's languages, we need to hire a translator or local tour guide. Besides, we can discover new cultures and languages of other countries. In my experience of traveling to Indonesia, Bali, I thought that the local language will be the same as our Bahasa Malaysia, but it turns out to be quite different and the slang also very special and unique. Furthermore, we as local travelers are familiar with our own country's climate. For example, we Malaysians only need to anticipate either sunny or rainy days. hence simplifying our packing process. Only time we need to take more consideration about our outfits is when we travel to places with higher altitudes, such as Genting Highlands. Meanwhile, we need to adapt with the foreign country's climate, which have 4 seasons each year. It is quite different with Malaysia. In short, traveling to different countries will let us learn more than our country's cultures.
Next, let us compare about what are the benefits between traveling domestically and internationally. In traveling domestically, we can learn more about our country's history and heritage. With this, we can rediscover how amazing our country is and how much it has to offer. Besides, traveling domestically can save more costs compared with traveling internationally. For example, we can plan our trip by ourselves no matter where we want to go with the budget we only have. In traveling internationally, we can get to explore the wonders of the world and gain more experience about different lifestyles. In the same time, we can learn more about others' country cultures. For example, I had traveled to Shanghai, China. I have been visit their ancient city and there were many traditional culture of Chinese people remain over there. The ancient wall was built by craftsmanship. All the sculpture on the wall has the meaning.
Accommodation also can show the differences between domestic travel and international travel. In domestic travel, accommodation will be more familiar for local travelers as we will feel more comfortable. The price for accommodation in domestic travel are negotiable, while the price of the accommodation in overseas will be more expensive due to the currency. Besides, there are some of the hotels in Malaysia which have memberships for the local visitors. In foreign countries that experience the changing of seasons will let visitors enjoy the various spectrum of nature. As the seasons change, the local cuisines and decorations will also switch to complement the seasonality. Through this, we can discover that there are several differences of domestic travel and international travel.
Let's see how about the expenses between traveling domestically and internationally. The expenses for traveling domestically are cheaper than internationally because the expenses are according to the same currency, hence it is affordable. Various well-known zoos or aquariums also have special price for locals. For example, as I was visiting Malacca, the famous local jetty cruise had a discount price for locals when you show them your identification during purchasing the tickets. The entrance fees for certain facilities will have local price as well as tourist price while traveling internationally. We have to prepare huge sum of money to travel to high currency transfer rate countries such as United Kingdom and United States. In my experience, some people would like to travel internationally with travel agency because they do not want to plan their trip. It takes very high cost to follow agency travel internationally. Normally, the price range was around 2,000 ringgit to 8,000 ringgit based on which country you travel and how many days.
When we are planning to travel internationally, we usually have to purchase travel adapters, SIM cards, and prepare our medications for the long trip. However, domestic traveling saves us the hassle of buying the items above. Our medications are also easily acquirable locally, as we can capable of making the purchase during our trip if necessary. In my experience, we need to buy a SIM card to use data during travel to overseas. We can buy the SIM cards through online platforms before we travel to foreign countries. This is because the SIM cards that are sold online are cheaper. With this, we can save more time and money so that we don't need to spend more time once we reach our traveling destinations to find a SIM card. Besides, we need to have doctor's prescriptions for the medications in foreign countries. If we got health problems when we are traveling overseas in foreign countries, there are some clinics that are purely for getting a prescription, while pharmacies are the place for us to buy the medicine or ointments prescribed by the doctors. In a nutshell, we can clearly differentiate the pros and cons of traveling locally and internationally based on the information given above. For instance, learning the cultures of other countries as well as our own is achievable through both types of travel. What we can conclude is that either way of traveling beats any person exploring the world through the internet, although it is much more convenient browsing through the web nowadays. Personally, traveling to the location will definitely enhance the impression and leave an everlasting memory. We hope that our presentation will let you understand and appreciate the opportunity given to travel the world. Thank you.